So good afternoon. Could you tell me a little about yourself and your business, please?
Certainly, my name's Ashling. I am a solicitor and partner in Hunt Solicitors of Hollywood, and I specialise in wills, probate, and sort of estate planning.
Well, and how long have you been doing that for, Ashling?
Well, I've been in Hunt Solicitors since 2007. I qualified as a solicitor in 2010, and I've been specialised in this area pretty much since qualification. Yeah.
Okay, and in the same practice?
Same practice, yes. Left Queen's in 2007, and I was very lucky to be offered a job as a paralegal in here in August 2007. So didn't have much downtime between uni and here, and I've been here ever since. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
What would you say are your biggest learnings in business and in life?
Well, I suppose one of the biggest things that maybe I'm looking back now after 15 years and realizing is how important connections are, and making sure, certainly when you start off, that, you know, everyone that you speak to is important. Everyone that you speak to should be, you know, spoken with or spoken to with courteousness and respect, and because you never know when that person will ever come back into your life. Northern Ireland's a very small place, a very small jurisdiction, and something you do in your very early years may come back to bite you, or you may realize that you need to rely on that person. So certainly, you know, treating everyone that you come across in business with the utmost respect is, in my opinion, incredibly important.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. And who would you say has been the best coach you've ever had?
Well, I really do have to say it's Paddy, the senior partner here. He'd be mortified if I said that, and I certainly will never say it to his face. But it really has to be him. You know, he took me out of uni with no experience whatsoever, in a challenging role, and just he's always invested in me. He made sure that I went through the institute. Then when I later had an opportunity to become a STEP member, which is a Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners, he made sure that not only was the time available for me to make sure I could study and focus on that, but also that the money was there to allow me to do that. You know, he took a chance on me and invested in me, and I'll always be forever grateful for that.
Well, that's your secret's out now. Your secret's out
yeah.
now. It's recorded.
He'll find out at some stage, I'm sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's a really cool story. And do you have any favorite quotes or sayings?
I certainly have one from Paddy that's always stuck with me. I can't even remember the context of the conversation, but I do remember him saying to me very, very clearly, don't ever think you know everything, because the moment you think you do is when you're gonna bad word. So it's certainly always been something I've taken with me, which, you know, just to remember that always ask for help. If you're in any way uncertain of something, don't just try and do it. Always ask for help.
That sounds like some sound advice. And what have you learned about yourself along your journey?
Do you know, I think I've learned that I'm capable of a lot more than perhaps, you know, that perhaps that you sort of maybe think about yourself, or, you know, there's a lot of opportunities I've been given in Hunts, the STEP course for one, and it does give you a lot of confidence in your own ability. You know, working with the public, you have to be confident when you work with the public. They're relying on you to give them advice. That's the purpose of my job, and you need to have faith in your own abilities. But certainly, I think I've learned, certainly over the last couple of years, I'm sure we've all learned a lot about ourselves since 2020, but I think I've learned about myself that I'm tougher than I think I am.
Okay, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you're currently facing in your business?
At the moment, I think I suppose client retention. I appreciate costs and you know, rising prices and rising costs is going to be everyone's concern, but and it's obviously a concern of ours. But certainly, client retention is a big thing for us, and possibly for a lot of people. You know, the idea that you had a family lawyer or family solicitor is waning. You know, I do have a lot of clients that still come back to me, you know, time after time, and they do see me as their family solicitor. But I do think that perspective, certainly with younger people, it's all about Google searching who can do it the best, who can do it the fastest, who can do it the cheapest, and you can't rely on that. Even though you do provide a good service and you provide a service you're proud of, that doesn't necessarily mean that person's going to come back time and time again, and the idea maybe of the family lawyer is possibly, starting to fade in people's minds.
I know it's a really interesting, whenever you say family solicitor or family lawyer, I can't remember the last time that I heard it, but it's familiar,
exactly.
But it's definitely
from times gone by, certainly.
Yes, before Google.
Absolutely.
And what would you say to anyone thinking of going into business?
I think, you have to take risks. You have to take risks in yourself. You have to take risks, and I'm sure it's a petrifying thing for anyone thinking of starting it, but if you don't do it, I had to take a risk when I became a partner in 2018. I had to take a risk on myself, I have a family, I have a lot of things on the line when I decided to take that jump. But if you don't do it, you're never going to hopefully reap the benefits of it. But you need to be certain of yourself, certain of your team. With a good team behind you, it's invaluable. So if you're thinking of doing it, whether maybe you're doing it on your own, you'll still have a team of some description, whether it's just your bank manager, but there'll be a team there that if you put faith in them, you should be able to hopefully do it.
And if you started again, Ashling, is there anything you would do differently?
Do you know what? I suppose maybe having worked in the same place since really my entire adult career, my grown-up career, I've worked here. Do you know what? Genuinely, I don't think I would. I do often talk to the other solicitors in here who have all worked in other firms, and have sort of, talked to them about, what's the environment like in other places? Are we the same? Are we different? Do I just consider I feel safe here, so that's why I've stayed? But I genuinely don't think I would. I've taken opportunities that have come, on my door. I've really tried to cultivate a good, business for myself here, and it takes time. So I do feel that by staying in the same environment in the same firm for as long as I have, and hopefully for a lot longer, I have created my own sort of, my own client base really within myself. So I don't think I would do anything different, but perhaps I'm just saying that so I don't think about having stayed here for the last 15 years.
And if there are people out there, which I guess we know there are, that don't have a family solicitor, tell us about how they could get in touch with yourself or Hunt Solicitors.
Well, we're probably like everyone else. We have our website, www.huntsolicitors.com, which is currently under review. We're modernizing it and updating it. We're on all the usual channels that you'd see these days. We're on the high street in Hollywood. You're out for a cup of coffee, you think you might have a problem or something you need to talk to us about, come in. We're very welcoming. It's a nice high street firm, and we're always, willing to sit and have a chat with anyone who comes in the door.
Fantastic. Well, look, Ashling Gray of Hunt Solicitors, thank you very much for your time. It's been great to hear about your story and about your practice. So thank you very much indeed.